are kind of the holy grail of information. It's not going to tell you everything, every bridge that's available, but only the partner bridges that are reliable and communicate with Conflux are going to be on here. So these are sort of the best reference to start with. If you're just bridging around Conflux, you want the most reliable bridge, check here. So moving on, I'm going to show you kind of how I bridge, right? There's a couple resources already. It's been covered. I'm going to show you how I bridge and stop me if you have any questions. So, sorry, this is the Conflux Hub bridging hub. What this does is sort of give you a uh, kind of bridge picker. There's again a couple chains here, and it'll say, okay, if I want to go from Conflux eSpace to Ethereum, and I want to use ETH, I should use cbridge. If I want to use BTC, still cbridge. If I want to go to BSC, it'll tell me, okay, go to the chain bridge. So this is sort of like a bridge picker slash it takes the chains in the asset and filters it down for you. So what we can do is launch this chain bridge, and I've been testing. So you should start here in the chain bridge. Say, okay, let's say you're on Binance Smart Chain. If you are a Binance user and you have some assets on Binance Smart Chain, you can always swap some BCFX on PancakeSwap, and then you can use this bridge. So I have 54 of those on BSC. I can just say, okay, I want to take 10 and I want to bring it over to Conflux. So I'm connected to this already, but I should show you. I'm using MetaMask, and in my MetaMask, I'm on the BSC, connected to BSC, and I want to bridge to Conflux eSpace. It's the same wallet, so it's quite simple. I just say transfer, and it's going to cost me about 17 cents in BNB. Again, that's the BNB side fee. I'm going to make this a little smaller just for the. Let's see, that went through in the BNB side. Now, what I have to do now is click over to this claim. You can see I have a couple claims because I was testing. So that 10 CFX is sort of in transition between BSC and Conflux eSpace. So when it's ready, these earlier took, I would say, between 3 and 10 minutes. What happens is I can say this one is the same as what we're doing now. So I'm just going to go ahead and say and pretend that this is the completion of this bridge event just to save us time. I'll say switch network. MetaMask goes from BSC to eSpace. Oh, look at that. So it took about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Let's continue with this one. Same thing. I'm going to switch network, and I'm going to claim. So the cost here is a tiny bit of CFX. That doesn't matter for me because I have CFX in this wallet. I've used it before. But if you don't, what you can do is say, okay, reject. And you go over to the confluxfaucets.com, conflux-faucets.com. And what this is a faucet. And what's cool is this can be used for eSpace and it can be used for Core Space. But there's a bunch of limitations on here where you can't use the faucet over and over because we don't want people doing that. We don't want people abusing it. So back to our bridging attempt. We're going to claim this with the CFX that we either have or got from the bridge. Say confirm. Potentially I've used the faucet within the window that will prevent me from using it again. If that does happen to you, just come into the Discord. We'll sort you out. So this is still spinning, but if I open up my MetaMask, I should see it. I go to Explorer. This is the evm.confluxscan.net or .io. That's our Explorer. You can see I claimed 51 seconds ago. Bunch of hex numbers. What am I looking for? Claim 0 CFX. Yeah, sometimes these transactions, it's an internal transaction. Again, we should have gotten our CFX from that claim. So that's Conflux Hub. We use the chain bridge between BSC and eSpace. There are a couple other options you can do here, but I want to move on. Something more interesting. So this is Butterswap. This one is very interesting because you can do cross-chain bridging as well as cross-chain swaps. So I'm actually connected a bunch of stuff here. Let's say, okay, I want to go from Arbitrum with ETH. I want to go to Conflux eSpace with ETH. I want 0.01. I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to pay $1 worth of fees. And the gas fee is essentially nothing. Very, very low. If I go over here, it'll tell me the actual route. So these are cool. You can actually see that it's going through USDT in this particular case. Sometimes it goes to their own coin, Mapo. But I go from this to pretty much 95% of what I paid for. Pretty cool. One thing to check. So I wanted to do this two-step bridge, just to kind of see some dynamic stuff. Let's say I have Ethereum on Ethereum, and I want to go to Conflux because I want to try out Swappy and some cool new stuff. If I say Ethereum to Conflux, and I want to pay 0.01, it's going to calculate a route. Say, okay, I get 25 USDT. Lose a little bit in the bridge, but that's okay. And I get 96% of what I'm paying. It's not bad. But in this case, because bad boy Ethereum's involved, we're only paying $1 to Butter, but we're paying more than the bridge in Ethereum gas fees, right? Because it's swapping on Ethereum. So no good. What we can do in this case is say I want to go from Ethereum to Arbitrum and L2. Same thing, 0.01, dollar fee. Gas fee is still 0.4. Oh no, sorry, it didn't take. Trying to go from Ethereum to Arbitrum ETH. Oh, that was my fault. So if I say 0.01, okay, I get 99%, and our fee is still high. So again, this is all about whatever Ethereum's doing at the time. That's just Ethereum that we're never going to get away from. But in this case, what I can do is go to our other partner bridge, meson.fi, and check the same swap, essentially. my bad. I want to go from Ethereum. I want to go to, let's check direct to Conflux with my ETH. Okay, ETH not available on Conflux eSpace. All right, not direct from ETH. But what if we go through Arbitrum? And we say Ethereum, and we say 0.01. We're at 95%, and our fee is now almost nothing. So, Lego. So, I'm gonna pay, 259 for an Ethereum bridge. Historically, that's pretty darn good. Um, but it's also Ethereum, so this bridge might take a few minutes. But what we will do once this goes through is go back to Butterswap. Okay, so our Ethereum side went through. There's a little bit of internal matching, and then there will be a transaction on Arbitrum that releases it. Why are we doing this when we're talking about Conflux? Is because I ultimately want to use Butterswap. What we're going to do on Butterswap is go from Arbitrum, that ETH we just bridged, or will have bridged in some time, and we don't have any CFX on eSpace. That doesn't matter because we're going to do a cross-chain swap. Going ETH Arbitrum to Conflux CFX. And now I'm not going to switch yet, but when we execute this, this is what will happen. It'll take ETH to USDT through the butter magic, and it'll give us CFX on the other side. And that's kind of always a good idea when you're first to a network and you're like, I don't know what to do, but I know I need the gas token. This will give you that gas token as long as you're starting from uh, a well-supported asset on a well-supported chain. Go direct to the gas token. So we are bridging, so there's a little bit of time delay. This is what he's mentioning. This is a little website. Again, I'll share all these links at the end. Um, and it's essentially a link tree, but it shows how stuff is connected, and most importantly for Conflux is what space it's connected to, because often people don't even mention this, especially in like larger marketing communications. You say, "Oh, I can do this on Conflux," and then you go, eSpace or Core Space? I need to know, or both. Which one? Um, and it can be difficult to figure out. But again, that's why we try to bridge that gap. Yeah, great point. Yeah, because like you said, if I click here, it tells me, okay, OpenOcean is doing this swap, and then Swappy is doing this swap. That's cool. Again, transparency in this time and age is always good. Cool. Let's jump back in. So my ETH to Arbitrum finished. It said it finished. If I go back to Butter, again, this is where I want to be for this particular swap, cross-chain swap, and I say Arbitrum ETH. So I got 0.01, or I got 0.02, okay, and I want to pay 0.01. But in this particular case, I'm doing this because I want to go straight to CFX because I'm pretending I don't have any CFX in my wallet. I'm paying $1 and the gas fee is not there. So let's switch network to Arbitrum. Make sure all the data is good. Okay, and it pulled up our swap route. Boom, through Swappy. We like this. Let's confirm. Oh, I think I've just been hanging out too long. .01. Okay, so recalc the route. That's probably what it was. Now here I just have to like swipe to the left and say check the gas fee, check the fee, confirm, and YOLO. Yep, check gas fee. Always check the gas fee again. Success. Now, what I can do is open my MetaMask, switch it to, okay, so RB-scan's good. Let's go to Conflux. And I don't remember how much I had before. But again, if I go to the Explorer, 15 minutes ago. Okay, so still waiting on this one on the Conflux side. Yeah, so if we go back to Butter, I might have to go. Yes. Ah, okay, this says complete now. And if I go to the record, it'll give me, okay, through map protocol. Again, I think there's a little bit CSS needs work, but if I go to MetaMask, go to Conflux. MetaMask has also changed a bit lately. Oh, boom. Yeah, see now I have 1300. I had something like 1200 before. So call that bridge confirmed. You can see it here. CFX. Yeah, 1 minute ago. Yep, we got our CFX. So again, that was Butterswap. That was cross-chain swap. And why do we care about that? It's because it gave us native CFX gas token on eSpace. Uh, so a huge kind of plus for that cross-chain swap when you just absolutely positively have to get the gas token. I don't know if you guys are getting tired of listening to me, but I'll try to move a little bit faster. So this is another partner bridge. This is cbridge.celer.network. And if I switch this over, again, this has its own strengths. So if I switch to Conflux, I want to send, seems like dforce. Oh, it's filtering on Conflux to base. So if I want to go to base, I can use the USX stable token from Unitas, or I can check the other options like BNB. Let's see what options that gives us. Okay, so dforce token and dforce USD. I think the strength here is Conflux to Ethereum. So if I open that one up, it should give me about 6 or 7 options. Yeah, you got your Floki, okay, which is bridged directly from Ethereum. Stable, stable, Ether, Pi, and your dForce, and WBTC. That's a good one too. So if you're on Ethereum with WBTC, that would probably be an excellent option. Or if you've got Floki, you want to bridge it directly. Um, Strong bridge, especially for Ethereum to Conflux. So I think what we'll do is just kind of go forward without doing a transaction on all these. And if anybody wants to go back and do a transaction, just let me know. Uh, but you're paying the gas fees. So all the bridges that we've talked about so far, uh, Conflux Hub, Butter, Meson, and cbridge, they connect directly to Conflux eSpace. On Conflux Core Space, we have this bridge, which is portal.0g.ai. And what this does is it bridges, um, but it has some unique options here, but there's kind of more for like advanced users. I know this is one that's definitely used for quite often, is if you have CFX on Core Space and you want to bridge it to Ethereum to use eCFX, which is used on like Curve, um, for like Ethereum Curve type DeFi, you can do it from here. Now, I don't want to send 200 CFX to Ethereum, but I will walk through what it means to actually get CFX, so it could be bridged from here. So again, this bridge requires, it goes from Core Space, and that requires a Fluent wallet or a few other compatible wallets, but really we'll talk about Fluent. Here's where I'm going to go back to the Conflux Hub. And now I want to take some of that CFX that's on eSpace in my MetaMask, and I want to send it over to Conflux Core, CFX. I put those options in, I get Space Bridge. So again, we haven't left the Conflux Hub. This is just another utility within. And this is our, it's a cross space bridge, but it's not actually a true bridge because this is guaranteed to process. It's part of the chain. Um, there's no intermediary that can be manipulated, or essentially zero risk. So I'm going to say take my eSpace to core, transfer please. And here's where, if you'd never used core before, you could go back to the faucet and request there. And if that doesn't work, come into the Discord, make a ticket, and we'll send you some CFX. Very little. Okay, so that transaction confirmed. Sorry, this one. And going from Conflux eSpace to core, it's a two-step bridge. So I just transferred, it did an eSpace transaction, and there's 50 CFX waiting for me on the core side. Now I have my Fluent wallet connected. If you don't know what that is, um, I use the faucet because it has these great links on it. What's a Fluent browser wallet? Okay, this is our native wallet that specializes in core space. It can be used on eSpace, but really the strength of it is for core space. So you could add this to Chrome. It operates very similarly to MetaMask. So I won't spend more time on that. I'll just show you. I will show you what. Okay, so again, I have my Fluent operating and connected. I'll withdraw. You see the pop-up looks different. I'm requesting very little gas fee. Cool. Okay, so I just withdrew to my Fluent wallet. 97 before, so my 50 added. Cool. And here's where, at this point, go to the 0G bridge. And again, if I was going to go to Ethereum, the minimum seems to be 200. Yeah, I would say go 200. But again, it's Ethereum, so the fees will be higher. I really wouldn't want to do this unless you're talking like thousands of CFX, like a couple thousand to use in DeFi. That's really, to my understanding, the only use of CFX over there on Ethereum is for Curve, as well as you know, there's dApps that build on top of Curve, like Convex and Aladdin now. But we're not going to do that right now, because if I do, I won't be able to trigger it because I don't have enough. But it's Ethereum, so I know there'd be a decent gas fee. So that's 0G portal. Let's jump back to eSpace now. So this is something I wanted to mention. I literally just found this half an hour ago, and I'm super excited about it. So Chainport, app.chainport.io, is the bridge that was utilized to connect. Look at all these. Essentially, when Conflux and Swappy had a big partnership with the World Mobile Token, this is the bridge that was utilized to get that token onto the eSpace and participating in the DeFi. But because they recently had a token migration, this bridge used to only go to Cardano and Conflux. Now it goes to, looks like BNB, ETH, Cardano, and Polygon. So let me do real quick, open up Swappy, and I've got that CFX I just bridged. Let's buy some WMT. I don't know, 50? Or what's that cost? 12 bucks. Yeah, see how they're imbalanced, but this is definitely right. This is just a stale price. So I will risk my CFX for the sake of seeing this bridge happen, because I have never done this bridge. Okay, so we've got some WMT from Swappy. Go over to Chainport, and just because we kind of covered the other bridges so far, I don't even have a Cardano wallet. So let's go to Polygon. I don't have a reason why. I have to connect wallet. It's weird that it's not orange. Okay, Conflux eSpace. I don't know why dApps do that sometimes. Like, why did I have to go to Ethereum? But anyway, okay, so we are connected now with our 50 WMT. I'm going to send it over there. Yeah, it's 12 bucks now. I don't know what any of this does. Cool. I'm going to say 60. That's nice. It gives you the actual contract addresses. All right, let's go. Let's go to Polygon. Like I said, this is the first time I've used this bridge, so this is new territory. Yeah, it's 4 minutes. Okay, Conflux is done. Looks like it waits for 230, so that's 115 seconds. Conflux does 2 blocks a second. So that's going to count up. Let's see, we covered zero gravity, we covered the big three. So cbridge, meson, and butter should be, I mean, those are my go-tos. And the Conflux Hub, again, utility for going to BNB, as well as that's where you go for your cross space. Other than that, I don't often use Conflux Hub. Um, I don't often use the bridge because these are so reliable now. I mostly use these. This is going to count up slowly. Is there anything else I wanted to cover? I think that's everything I wanted to show today. So, um, this is again my little site where I try to make um, these are like a network graph out of all this stuff because honestly I forget. um, and but the rest of the community helps out a lot because like for these centralized exchanges, like I have one or two centralized exchange accounts, so I rely on the community to kind of confirm like um, like Binance. You know, for a while it is never you can never really tell which chain was enabled at any one week. But you know, somebody in the community is a Binance user, so they can go in and confirm. If I go to bridges, there's some other stuff on here you can check out. Everything we talked about is on here. There's some others like RocketX, Metapath, Boring DAO. Um, Again, those are mostly cross-chain swaps and sort of like exchanges. Week to week, you don't really know what the heck's going on. They can enable and disable liquidity, especially those cross-chain swaps that are kind of navigating compliance issues. Um, they're like, I really only use those if there's something like exotic or bespoke that I want to, you know, get to Conflux. But often, best thing to do is just go through, uh, like earlier, instead of going direct to Ethereum to Conflux, we just went Ethereum to Arbitrum on Meson, which was super cheap, and then we went um, Arbitrum to Conflux, which was super cheap. So you can go BTC. BTC. Like you can go from Bitcoin to Conflux Core with cBTC, but I would be careful because I'm not sure if cBTC cross chains at to eSpace as WBTC. This might be a previous, like if you've been around for a long time, this might have actually been the Bitcoin that was put on, geez, Moondex. If you can remember that far ago, that long ago, many, many years. I'm not entirely sure. So that would be a big risk to actually, not a big risk because if you did cross-chain BTC here and you 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 know you reach a dead end, you could get it back to BTC, but you'd essentially be paying for two useless bridges. Let's say like 0.1. Oh geez. Yeah, I don't even have a Bitcoin wallet installed, so